on guys, welcome back to another video, and in today's video I'm going to be talking about the brand new area that is coming to the Alton Towers Resort in 2020. So, a while back over in Cloud Cuckoo Land at Alton Towers Resort, there was a little bit of construction activity going on. Now if you did watch my Alton Towers vlog from the summer, you will know that I did go and check out this area. However, there were not too many hints on what this could possibly be. However, the one thing I think everybody was hoping for was the complete re-theme of Cloud Cuckoo Land. Now if you have been to park in the recent years, you'll know this is probably the least active part of the park this year. Obviously, we did have the Alton Towers Dungeons, which is pretty much located about opposite of Cloud Cuckoo Land. However, you know, over the years, this area has become quite dry. Now, however, Alton Towers are obviously doing something about this, and today we got the announcement for this brand new area. Now, I will put a picture on the screen right now, and basically it's David Walliams. Now if you don't know who David Walliams is, he's a popular children's writer in the UK, and it does seem to, you know, look like they're going to try and incorporate him with a brand new part of the park, which is absolutely phenomenal. Obviously, if you've been to Alton Towers before, you know they do have CBeebies Land. However, you know, not every kid loves CBeebies. And now, as far as information on this brand new area goes, we only know a couple of things, which is understandable. Obviously, we'll probably learn a bit more as it comes close to Christmas time. Obviously, this will open in spring of 2020, so much like the Walking Dead ride over at Fort Park, they released that around about Easter time, Easter half term, which is kind of what's going to be going on with this area here. Now, the information we do know is we know that it obviously will incorporate David Walliams and multiple of his books, and also there will be one flagship attraction. Now, it's one flagship attraction that took a little bit of time there. It's located in the old House of Monsters building, which was obviously an attraction for Scarefest, which was pretty much a more family version of something like Containment at Fort Park, with it being the sort of escape room sort of feel to it. However, they are, like I said, re-changing this area, and this is the point of Cloud Cuckoo Land that we did see the construction starting on back in summer, and it does look like this will be the main attraction of the area. However, this will not be the only ride coming to this area. There will be other multiple smaller rides. Now, I'm going to be doing some theories in this video of what each ride could be, as well as what the main attraction could also be themed to, as well as what type of ride or attraction it could be. Who knows, it could be a walkthrough. We don't exactly know, like I said, much about it yet, but I will be going through it in this video. Now, to start off with, obviously if you've ever been to Cloud Cuckoo Land at Alton Towers before, you'll know there are some main sort of attractions of the area. You have the driving school, you used to have the 4D cinema, and I can't really remember much else. This just goes to show how sort of desolate this area of the park is, and it is so good that Alton Towers are actually trying to do something to fix it. Now, possibly we could also be seeing some brand new attractions in this area. However, I'm just going to mainly focus on what we've already got at the moment, just to sort of maybe, you know, foresee what could potentially come to these rides. Obviously, these are, you know, quite a few sort of childhood memories for some people, so I wouldn't expect Alton Towers to just completely rip them out. However, one utilised space I can definitely see being used is 100% the old 4D cinema. Now, if you don't know what 4D cinema is, which I'm assuming most of you do, is basically a cinema where you wear some goggles or glasses, and the sort of film sort of interacts with you. Now, I feel like this could be really, really good, because as I did mention earlier, David Walliams does do some films for Boxing Day over here in the UK that are filmed, you know, of his book. So potentially we could be seeing clips of this, or we could be seeing a whole brand new sort of short film. It could be whatever, you know, Merlin comes to mind. However, this space could easily be utilised. Now, as far as theming for this attraction goes, we obviously know it is going to be themed to one of David Walliams' books. So potentially the driving school could be something maybe like Gangster Granny. Obviously, if you've read David Walliams' books before, you most likely will sort of get an idea of what kind of potential books this could be themed to. However, people who haven't, you know, sort of read these books before, it's going to be a little bit harder for you guys to speculate, but I'm pretty sure if you're over here in the UK, you have most likely at least heard of it. Now, with some possible returning attractions, we could be seeing sort of the swinger. I'm pretty sure that may still be here, but like I said, I can't exactly pinpoint it. I've completely forgotten. However, we could be seeing some old attractions sort of come into a new light with this re-theming of the area. Now, as well as this, like I said, this is probably going to be more of a CBeebies Land feel, obviously with it being sort of a storybook, possibly something like that, but I can feel like but I do feel like the theming for this sort of area will be quite phenomenal. Obviously, you've seen what Alton Towers have done recently with theming, you know, I feel like they could easily utilise this space. Like I said, most of the infrastructure is still there, they just might need to give it a bit of a repaint, you know, add some different bits of scenery, and they're pretty much done. And that obviously sort of links to the fact this is going to be happening over sort of the winter period of the park. Obviously, if you didn't already know, these parks close in November, so obviously you have a time space between November and March, while, you know, for the park to do maintenance and stuff before it opens back in early spring. So obviously this is going to be opening towards the sort of beginning of the season next year. However, it will not be right at the start in March when it first opens. Now, moving on to this so-called flagship attraction, I've got a couple of ideas what this potentially could be. Now, my first and main idea is a walk-through attraction. Now, if you don't know what these types of things are, think of something more along the lines of the Alton Towers dungeons, except for kid-friendly and also doesn't cost money. Now, I think this could really fit with a David Walliams sort of style, you know, attraction, because obviously he's all about 10 stories, so you could potentially be walking through one of his stories, which could potentially be really, really interesting. Obviously, a similar thing has happened over at Chessington for Room on the Broom, so potentially we could be seeing something like that. If you go and watch a POV of that, just imagine that, but something more to do with David Walliams. Now, to reinforce his point, obviously House of Monsters that did used to be situated in this building for Scarefest was also a walk-through attraction, obviously meaning the layouts and rooms will most likely stay the same if this does happen. I do feel like this is the most likely option. However, that is the end for today's video. I hope you guys did enjoy. Just wanted to do a quick little update video for this, obviously, because I want to get it out to you guys as soon as possible. However, as this develops, I will be doing a lot of construction updates on this, so without further ado, I'll see you guys later.